welcome to this episode of Northbound Expeditions. On this one, we're going to take a closer look at the OPENROAD winch. This is a 13,000 pound winch that was given to me, sponsored by OPENROAD winch, just about 2 weeks ago now, right before the trip to Gaspésie. So I got to install it the day before and use it once on the trip, which is footage you're going to see later down the road if you subscribe and watch the content and follow along on the series for the Gaspésie series. For today's video, I did a bit of a demonstration. You're driving down the road, you come across someone who just drove into a ditch and you're going to help them out. But whatever the case may be, you're going to use a winch to recover. So one of the things I like about this winch in particular is that it's super convenient. What I mean by that is you don't have to plug anything in, you don't have to jump out, activate anything, push any buttons. All you got to do is grab one of your two remote control winches. Look like this. You only get one. You don't just get one, you get two of them. In case one stops working, in case you lose one, in case the battery runs out, whatever case may be, you get two remote control winches. A red button, you push the red button, get power on, in and out. That's it. Super simple design, and as you've seen, they work really well and it's super convenient. I keep one in my glove box and the other one in my visor panel for easy access. So it's almost like having a winch hardwired, which I did before, which actually I found very inconvenient, having a switch to power on my winch and then a rocker panel for in and out. I always needed a second person to spool my winch in and to see if it's far enough or whatever. It was not as convenient as I thought it might be, having a hardwired winch. Now I have the options of just using it inside the cab without any wires hanging out, any setup required. Just push the button, it goes and it's on. So that's the one convenience. Now backup always is a foolproof. They also give you a third wired hand controller with a rocker panel on the top. This is very lightweight. It's simple plastic, simple in and out switch. So this obviously looks and feels a bit cheaper than some other remotes that you get, and that's because the price of this winch is significantly lower than any other winch on the market, and that's by far one of the two biggest selling factors is the price of this winch, which that might make you think maybe it's the quality. If they're saving in places where you're talking about the quality of the handle, if that's some savings, that's a good savings. That's a smart savings right there. If you're talking about in terms of quality on the rope or on the winch, on the gears, that wouldn't be so good. So far, that's not something I've observed. It seems to be the gears run quite smooth. The line seems very strong, and in fact, it's rated 13,000 pounds. One thing I really like about this, it actually shows you the layers. It gives you the 4 layers. And it shows you the pounds of strength of pulling force that you're going to get from each layer. From the first layer, you're going to get 13,000 pounds. So if you have only one layer on the rope, on the spool, and then once you have 4 layers and above, you get 7,300 pounds on the spool, and everything else is in between. So that's kind of cool. I've never seen it on a winch before. It's neat to have that feature. Another thing I want to talk about is the handle itself. Whereas you get a lever on other winches, which is just a twist and turn. This is a clutch design, right, to pull it up and then disengage to, right now it's actually under so much tension I can't disengage it, but I'll show you in a second. Okay, so right now the clutch is engaged, the line is tight, does not pull, so you grab it, pull it, and it's free spool. To re-engage, twist it left or right, doesn't matter, until it pops back in. There you go, now it's engaged. And this goes in circles, this way. Again, I got to pull on it a little bit to make it click. There you go. So it's an infinite spool, like in the circle. You can just spool whichever way you want. Or you just pull it up and then disengage, and it just goes in circles, engage or disengage. So it's pretty simple, pretty straight design, and I think again that's a part where it helps them save money and offer a quality winch, a powerful winch for a lower price. So it does come with a aluminum fairlead as well. I haven't used this because I had just bought this new fairlead beforehand, along with the new winch line from my previous winch that I had on this bumper before. I like the look of this one better, so I kept it. But it does come provided with a fairlead. So you get a fairlead, you get the tag, you get a hook. Again, I chose not to use the hook because I already have had the closed shackle from Smittybilt before, which I reused. and the line comes pre-spooled. Mounting is as easy as any other winch. 4 bolts on the bottom, and then the plus and the negative and the positive cables to the main battery, and that's it. You're ready to rock and roll. So like I said, 2 weeks now of experience with this winch. I've used it now 2 times. Once in real life pulling a TJ, and the other one just now pulling a JL. Absolutely no problems. The second main feature of this winch is obviously its price. And you can get an additional 10% off if you use the code GREEN on checkout. GREEN in all caps. So there's no other winch on the market that can compete with this price, that will give you a synthetic winch, 13,000 pounds with 3 remotes. I mean, that is unbeatable. I had quite the extensive conversations with OPENROAD winch before shooting this video, and they told me, yeah, just be 100% honest when you shoot this video, when you give the feedback on the winch. They're very confident in the product. They're also asking all their users to shoot a 1-year review, so they're confident it will be good to go even a year later after use. So this is going to be out in the elements, in rain, snow, sun, for a whole year, and then next year I'll do a follow-up review to see how it's performing, how it's going. And but so far, I gotta say, my first impressions of this winch are very, very positive. And if you ask me right now which winch you should buy, if you should buy a 12,000 pound Smith-built at about $1,000, or if you should buy a 13,000 pound OPENROAD winch at $400 or less, or $350, I mean, your budget dictates in the end, but ultimately, I think you might be throwing your money away if you pay more for a different winch. Okay, anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and yeah, if you haven't done so, please